Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. How are you all? I hope you will be fine by the grace of Allah Almighty. Dear students, as you know, our unit 8, the moon, reading and explanation is going on. So let's begin our today's lesson. Dear students, in the last lesson, we have read Unit 8, The Moon, Science Book, page 51. So, let's begin reading and then I will explain you the sentences we will read today. I am reading from sentence 4 of your page 51. The moon has no air. No one lives on the moon, and there are big holes on the surface of the moon. And what these holes are called? Yes, craters. I told you that big holes on the surface of the moon are called craters. C-R-A-T-E-R-S, craters. Craters is a word that is used for the big holes. As you can see in the pictures, there are big holes on the surface of the moon. And when astronauts, first of all, very first time, an astronaut named Neil Armstrong, he was you can say a scientist or a person who studies about the space is called astronaut, so we call him astronaut. So he was an astronaut and his name is Neil Armstrong, who went to the moon for the very first time, and he went to the moon on his spaceship. As you can see in the picture, that he is on the surface of the moon, and from there he took many pictures and he made videos for us to tell us, to inform us about the facts of moon, that what is surface look like, and is there any air or light or anything present on the moon, or anyone lives on the moon. And he find it that no person, even not a single person living on the moon and can live on the moon. Why? Because there is no air. And I told you, air, water, sunlight, food, these are the basic necessities what we all need to live, what we all need to survive. We cannot live, as we are human beings, we cannot live without all these things. Okay, so he told us, when he came back, he told us that the surface of the moon is rough. It has mountains, it has plains, flat plains, it has big holes on its surface. There is no air on the moon, there is no one living on the moon, and these are the all facts that he told us when he came back. Okay, so let's go to another page. Dear students, let's read the next sentence, and that is, the moon goes around the earth. The moon goes around the earth. It takes about 28 days to go around the earth once. To go round the earth once. We can see different parts of the moon at different times of the month. So what is the meaning of these sentences? First look at this picture. the sun on its fixed place, the earth that moves around the sun, and the moon moves around the earth, and it goes round the earth, and it takes 28 days to complete one round around the earth. And during these 28 days, you can see, and we all can see, different parts of the moon at different times of this month. In these, during 28 days, we can see, if you look at this picture, you can see 8 phases of or shapes of the moon during these 28 days. How? Now what happened, that as I told you that moon and earth has no light of their own. So moon, the part of the moon that is reflecting the light during these 28 days, we can see only that part. Okay, when there is new moon, no part of the moon is reflecting sunlight, so we can see black. Moon is on its place, it is on its in its own shape, and it is, I told you, round like a ball, but we cannot see new moon as it is not reflecting sunlight. Then you can see in the second picture, that is waxing crescent. When this white part, crescent shape white part, is reflecting sunlight, we can say this, we can see this shape of the moon. The moon is all round here also, but only we are able to see this part of the moon. Next is first quarter. If you can see on your, where you are sitting on your right hand side, half moon can be seen, or less than half moon can be seen, because it is this part of the moon is reflecting sunlight, so we can see. The other round part of the moon is still there, but we are not able to see this, okay, because of the movement around the earth, of movement of the moon around the earth. We are not able to see because the other part of the moon is not reflecting sunlight. Next is waxing gibbous, and in this part you can see more than half, you can say, part of the moon is reflecting sunlight, so we can see this part of the moon. In this full moon, whole moon is reflecting sun's light, getting sun's light, so that we are able to see the real picture, the full moon, okay. Next, when the moon during the this is what all is happening during these 28 days, when the moon is continuing its movement around the, taking one round, it is completing one round, and now we can see different shapes of the moon during these 28 days. Now after that time, full moon we have seen. Now next, on your left hand, on the left hand of the moon, of where you are sitting on your left hand, the more than half part of the moon is getting sun's light or reflecting sun's light, so that we can see that part. And now we are not able to see the other part at our right side, it is all round, I told you, and it is called waning gibbous. Next is last quarter. Last quarter, we can see on our left hand half part of the moon we are able to see, because that part is reflecting simple sun's light. In the last picture, you can see that is waning crescent, and waning crescent we can see on our left hand some part, crescent shape part is reflecting sun's light, so that we are able to see that part, okay. But you don't have, as in grade 1, you don't have to go in all these 8 phases. You just now have to remember about this full moon, half moon and new moon. In full moon, all the moon is getting or reflecting sunlight so that we can see, so we are able to see the whole moon lighting up. In this half moon, you can see half of the moon is getting or reflecting sunlight, so we can see half moon. It is not that it cuts into half pieces and we can see. No, it is not like that. We are not able to see the half part of the moon because only at that time, during this rotation or during these 28 days when the moon is taking round around the earth, the half part of the moon is getting sun's light, so we can see this. During this period when the moon is not getting light from the sun or not reflecting sunlight, we are not able to see the moon, and moon looks like black, okay, whole black. So why it is black? Because it is not reflecting sunlight at that time. During this movement of 28 days, it goes from one side and it complete one round in 28 days, and during these 28 days, during its movement, moon's movement, the part of the moon that is reflecting sunlight, we can see that part, and so that we can see different phases of the moon during different times of the month. So dear students, I hope you understand, and you will understand more about these facts in the last lesson, in the next lessons that will be about your unit 8, the moon. So that's it for today's lesson, and Allah Hafiz and take care.